this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader. Today, I will be reading The Stray, written by E.J. Tesiero-Miller with Robbin Miller. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to the authors for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I have included links where you may find and buy this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Dedication. This picture book is dedicated to all the dogs and cats and small animals looking for loving homes as they reside in animal rescue leagues across the world. Owning a pet is a big responsibility, and it is important to make the right decision before you rescue an animal living in a shelter. The Long Journey. Once upon a time, on a hot summer day in Colorado, two dog owners decided to go on a road trip to Massachusetts. "Pack your bags," said the tall burly man with black hair. "Pack his dog Bones," said the tall muscular woman with blonde hair. Wagging his tail back and forth at whirlwind speed was Woody, their 40-pound brown dog. The tall woman directed Woody into his black metal crate as both she and the tall man finished packing the van. Woody waited patiently, lying down and wondering when he would be let out of his crate. A half-hour later, which seemed like an eternity to Woody, the tall woman finally opened his crate to walk him to the blue van. Woody jumped into the back seat with his long golden brown legs. The tall woman buckled him down on the soft black cushion seat. Vroom, vroom! The car engine started, and they were on their way to the East Coast. Woody cocked his head from the seat to look out the window and saw white, cirrus clouds and open desert land on the road. Meanwhile, in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, a family with a betta fish, a mother named Robin, a father named Jim, and 8-year-old boy named EJ began their search for a dog who needed a loving home. It has been 8 long years since their dog and cat passed away. The family was excited to adopt a new dog into their lives. At a rest stop off the highway, the tall man rubbed his stomach and said, "Boy, I am really hungry." "Me too," the tall woman also said. "I will sit outside with Woody on the rust-reddish picnic table while you pick me up a large turkey and cheese sandwich with a bottle of water." Woody jumped out of the car with the woman as the man went into the restaurant to buy them lunch. Woody smelled the strange and interesting scents on the dirt path along the sidewalk. The woman brought out his dog bone for him to eat and his bowl to slurp down the water while they ate their lunch together under the basking sun. How did I get lost? Back in Shrewsbury, on a Sunday afternoon, the family picked out a 30-pound beige Labrador Retriever mix named Scrappy from the rescue center. The staff informed them that Scrappy's owners were looking for a possible home for their dog, as they were currently living in a shelter, and dogs are not allowed on the premises. The family was encouraged to fill out the paperwork just in case Scrappy did not find someone to take him in while his owners look for a place to live. On the last leg of their trip, the tall man and the tall woman stopped at a motel off the busy highway for their final night on the road. Woody slept peacefully, sprawled out on the brown carpet floor in their room, while the tall man and tall woman snored loudly as they sleep. The next day, Woody saw the big green leaves on the maple trees and green grass outside the car window. They arrived in Boston to see the tall man's relatives. Woody jumped out of the van to stretch his long wooden brown legs, as the tall woman took him for a short walk in the park. Woody sniffed and smelled the fresh-cut green grass and noticed a few young children touching the golden statues of a mother duck and her 5 ducklings walking behind her. Woody pulled his leash so the tall woman would walk him over to sniff and smell each statue. After no response from each of the ducklings, Woody realized they are not interested in playing with him. A few hours later, the tall man, the tall woman, and Woody were on the road again. They stopped an hour later in another city to visit the tall woman's friends and decided to stay over in a hotel. The next day, on a bright, warm, sunny day, the tall man and tall woman pack the car while Woody is left in the hotel room. Vroom! The tall man started the engine and off they went without Woody. Woof, woof. Woody scratched the metal door frantically to open his crate and found it was left ajar. Woody jumped out of his crate and ran out to chase the blue van down the street. He barked incessantly. The blue van picked up speed and quickly turned a corner, where Woody lost sight of them. With his golden brown tail tucked between his legs, Woody yelped and whined loudly. He walked slowly down the street, wondering what he did to be left behind. I am lost. Where am I? Woody asked himself as he walked along a neighborhood full of big houses with big maple trees that had big green leaves and fresh-cut green grass lawns. Up ahead, Woody saw a stream of fresh water coming up the street pavement. Gulp, gulp. Boy, that water tasted so good. All of a sudden, a woman with brown hair and glasses, who was dressed in a beige khaki uniform, put a white circular loop around his neck. Woody shook nervously, turned and twisted his body to get the loop off his neck. He barked out loud as the dog officer walked him to her blue and white station wagon. Woody jumped in the back into the black metal crate. Clang! Woody heard the lock slide over the opening of the crate door. Where I am going. I hope to find a nice place to live and a nice person to cuddle up with. Woody looked out the window from the back seat. He noticed the bright blue sky and large brown trees with big green leaves towering outside. I am rescued. Dog Officer Peason drove into a big parking lot where a small one-story white house sat in the back. Click. The back seat unlocked. Clang. The lock to the crate is opened and Woody walked inside with her. Hello, a woman said with a big smile on her face. My name is Sophia. Welcome to the Animal Rescue League. She ran a small strange box, scanner, along its body to see if Woody has a microchip, which would help identify him. Ring, ring. The scanner brought up a code number that would be researched on their computer. Woody walked around and sniffed the floor as he picked up strange scents of other dogs and cats. Within a few minutes, Sophia said to Dog Officer Peason, his name is Woody, and he is from the West. I tried to call its owners, but no one lives at that telephone number listed anymore. Someone else answered the telephone number listed and said they don't own a dog named Woody. Someone must have brought him here and abandoned him with no intention to keep him, said the dog officer. Sophia looks over to Woody and said, You will stay with us until we find you a loving home. Woody has walked to his new room. It had gray walls with silver open bars on one side of the room and a wooden door with a latch on the other end, which was used to go outside. Woof, woof. Woody heard the sounds of other dog neighbors. He lay down on the soft blue blanket and then got up to drink his water and eat his dog food. Will someone want me? He wonders. Will I find my loving home? Woody thought, and then he dozed off to sleep. A loving family. After receiving news from the Humane Society that Scrappy was reunited with his owners, EJ and his parents chose another place to try to adopt a dog. EJ is an 8-year-old boy with olive skin. His dad is a big muscular man named Jim. His mom is a physically fit woman named Robin. They are all excited to get a new dog. They arrived at the Animal Rescue League 2 weeks later. They found out that Woody was available for adoption when they saw his picture on the rescue's website. They just knew that Woody would be the right dog for their family. His story stated that he was kid-friendly and loves to be with people. Jim and Robin asked the staff person named Darlene to see the dog named Woody. They wanted to take him out for a walk in the open sparse area with fresh green grass. Darlene walked Woody outside the front door to meet his potential new family. EJ, his dad, and his mother greeted him with big smiles and petted his soft golden fur. Jim took a hold of Woody's green leash and took him for a walk. Off the family went to observe how Woody would interact with them. Woody sniffed the curious scents of his fellow dog mates while out on the green grass. Woody cocked his ears up when he heard them talking about him while on their walk. He asked himself, "What is 4th grade?" The mom, Robin, took her turn to walk Woody around the area as he tried to figure out, who are these strange people? Are they here to adopt me? Do they like me enough to take me home with them? "Sit," Jim said to Woody. Woody hesitated. "Sit," Jim said again. Woody sat down on the green grass. "Get down," said Robin. Woody got down on all fours. "Get up," said EJ. Woody stared at EJ as he did not know this command. "Free," said the dad, and Woody raised up from the seated position. Woody knew what free meant and understood basic commands. Mom and EJ said, "Good boy." The mom, dad, and EJ agreed that Woody was the right dog for them. As they walked Woody back to the shelter, they saw another family pacing around, waiting to walk Woody. EJ's dad told Darlene that he would fill out the application papers to adopt Woody. Jim left a deposit to pick up Woody tomorrow, as the other family is encouraged to pick out another dog to adopt. "Whew," EJ said. "We got Woody just in time." During the middle of the night, with his head down on the soft blue blanket, Woody wondered if this family would come back for him. "I like this family. They seem very loving toward me. I hope they adopt me." Woody's eyes closed as he fell sound asleep. The sun came up the next day. It was morning and a volunteer took Woody out for a 2-mile walk. Afternoon approached, and Woody wondered if this family would come today to take him home. Darlene put the green leash on Woody and told him that he was going home with his new family. Woody wagged his tail back and forth and smiled with his mouth open wide when he greeted his new family. The family gathered Woody's food and some toys from the shelter and walked Woody out the door. At first, Woody pulled back on his leash because he did not know where he was going. After a few pets and hugs from everyone, Woody jumped into the car to go home with his new family. He lay down on the carpet in the back seat and began yelping out loud. He wondered where he was going. EJ and his mom petted Woody to reassure him that he was in good hands. Woody arrived at the pet store so the family could have him fitted for a new soft crate and pick up some treats. At his new home, Woody received plenty of attention from his new family and an introduction to the neighborhood kids who are friends of EJ. The sun went down and the family went to sleep. Woody walked into his new soft crate, which was located in the living room. EJ said, "Woody, we love you," as he gave him a big kiss on his brown, golden, and furry head. Woody dozed off to sleep and wondered what the next day would bring for him. Until next time, the end. Author E.J. Tesiero-Miller is a 9-year-old boy with 2 loving and supportive parents and a handsome retriever mixed dog named Woody. This is EJ's first picture book of many yet to come. EJ enjoys playing baseball, basketball, flag football, and soccer. He enjoys gymnastics as well. EJ likes the Michael Jordan quote, "A word can turn into a line. A line is its own story with all parts together." Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.